This is Josh Hart, 4 seconds out. Delighted to be joined by Carl Frampton here in Manchester. Carl, everything is done now. Fight night is very near for Jack Catterall versus Harlem Eubank. How do you see tomorrow night playing out?
It's a really good fight. I think Harlem Eubank is a better fighter than I thought he was. Going by his last couple of performances, especially his last one, I thought he looked really good. And it's a new weight division for Jack, but I think it's probably going to be a good thing for him moving up the division. There's always been a kind of questions about Jack being able to go through the gears in fights. I've seen Jack in the gym. He's the best I've ever seen in the gym. Unbelievable to watch. Like, I would stay behind to watch him. Amazing. But we've seen that sometimes on fight nights, but other times he kind of labours, the points wins. I think a lot of it might be down to the weight. So I think we're going to see a rejuvenated Jack Catterall tomorrow night. It's a good fight though, I think. But I think Harlem's kind of made for him a bit, you know what I mean? He can sometimes be a little bit overeager, and Jack will, a quality counter puncher, I think that'll benefit him.
I know Jack's had some big fights in his career, in his whole career now, but how important is tomorrow night? Do you feel this is a sink or swim type of fight?
Oh, it is. I mean, look, it would be such a travesty if Jack Catterall is never able to call himself officially a world champion before his career's over, but he has to win this fight. 2 defeats back-to-back to Barboza and Eubank would be devastating for his career, I think. And it'd be hard to find a way for him to get back into world title contention. So he has to win. I think it's a must-win for Jack. Maybe not for Harlem. I don't think it's a must-win for Harlem. He can still come back and move on, but Jack has to win this fight tomorrow night.
I don't want to keep you for too long, Carl, so I want to dive straight into all the business talk of what's going on in the boxing world. Tyson Fury has made a lot of headlines this week, I think in particular announcing the trilogy with Oleksandr Usyk for April 18th in 2026. What do you make of this whole sudden return from Tyson Fury?
I mean, it'll be exciting to see Tyson back. Everyone wants to see him in the game, but we all knew he was coming back, really. So was he really retired? The whole world knew he was coming back, but I could see, some people maybe getting a little bit fed up with it. 1 minute he's retired, 1 minute he's not, but Tyson just does what he wants, doesn't he? And it'll be great to have him back in the boxing scene, and he's obviously a huge name, not only in boxing, but in the sporting world. This will be great to have him back.
There's a lot to dissect with some of the things we've seen. One of the comments that's took a lot of attention from fans is that he's watched the rematch with Usyk over 250 times and said that he's won the fight by 5 rounds. Obviously, I'm sure you watched the rematch like everyone else did. Do you see it the same way that Tyson?
I was there and then I didn't see anyone winning by 5 rounds. I thought it was reasonably close. I can't even remember how I scored the last fight. I may have just given it to Usyk, but I don't think Usyk or Fury won it by 5 rounds.
He also said that if Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua meet up, it's a 50-50 fight.
Who said that?
Tyson. He said.
Oh, he's on the wind up. Obviously, he knows that. I mean, AJ walks across the ring and does what he done to Francis Ngannou and hits him a 1-2, and it's lights out. I mean, I would almost like to see that fight happening, just to see that happening. Fury doesn't believe that. He's winding everyone up.
What do you make of Jake Paul being ranked in the top 50? In the top 15, of the WBA.
It's a joke. It's a joke. I mean, you can pick 15 better cruiserweights in England than Jake Paul. I don't think he has the capabilities to win an English title, but I think you have to give him credit as well. He's improving. He's trying his best to be a boxer, but he picks and chooses the opponents correctly. Now, I don't know. I'm not saying this is the case, but it all seemed a little bit fishy in the last fight that Chavez only started throwing punches in the last 2 rounds. Is there some sort of agreement? I don't know, but it just all looked a little bit suspicious. For Jake Paul, from who's he beat? Chavez, who's not a boxer anymore. He's been out for such a long time, and he lost an MMA fighter in his last fight. The only legitimate boxer I think he's beat is it Tommy Fury? Is that it?
He didn't beat him though. He lost to him.
Oh, he lost to him. Flip, he didn't even beat him. Yeah. Well, yeah. So yeah. So to have Jake Paul in the top 15 is an utter joke.
Do you believe, in your honest opinion, that we will see Jake Paul fight, whether it's for the right reason or not? Do you think Jake Paul will fight for a world title?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we know a lot of these governing bodies, they love the money and they love to make money, but they would get so much grief and criticism if someone allowed Jake Paul to fight for a world title. It would be disgraceful, and it would ruin the reputation of the governing body. I really can't see it.
And just last few from me, Ben Eubank 2 is official now. First of all, obviously, we saw how big of a struggle it was for Chris Eubank Jr. to make the weight, and especially in the aftermath of 2 days in hospital. Do you believe with this turnaround, it is safe for him to go and make those same weight terms?
No, I don't. I never like rehydration clause anyway, and I think that Eubank, it is a struggle already for him to come down to 160, but if he does 160 correctly, and he's allowed to refuel properly, he's going to be the bigger man in the fight. So in the same breath, you've got Conor Benn, who's a welterweight really, coming up. So I don't like rehydration clauses. I thought that Eubank won the fight fairly and squarely the last time, but at his age and the stage of his career he's at, that fight, although he won, takes more out of him than it does out of Conor Benn. And I don't really like the fight for Eubank. I understand why he's taking it, because there's so much money to be made. I get that completely, but I'm not 100% convinced that he wins.
You know, when we strip back all the financial benefits of this fight for Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr., do you believe there is a legit reason, apart from money, for this rematch to be made?
No, not really. Money. I mean, obviously their names and they're proud people, and they're carrying their fathers' names who have been great fighters before them. So maybe there's a bit of pride on the line. Well, not maybe. Definitely there's a bit of pride on the line. But I mean, the reason the fight's being made is because there's so much money to be made.
And just lastly, Deontay Wilder returned to the ring this time last week. What were your thoughts on his fight and his comeback return?
Wasn't great. Wasn't against a great opponent either. But I mean, Deontay Wilder has never really looked that great throughout his career. He's got dynamite in his hand, and he can change a fight at any moment in time. But it was all right.
Carl, you're an absolute star. Thank you very much for your time. Any last message to anyone out there?
No, not really. No. You always say that. I never know what to say.
Fair enough, Carl. Top man.
Thanks.
Look forward to seeing you tomorrow night.
Cheers.
Thank you very much, Carl. Nice one, mate. Thank you.